Come here.
Just making sure.
I'm going to start with the most burning questions, the most urgent questions, the questions that occurred to me first.
Yeah, I have no filter, so you can ask me anything.
That's what I hear, and that surprises me not at all. So first of all, let's just get one thing straight. On a scale of 1 to 10, and I'm hoping you're absolutely honest with me here, where 1 is rock bottom and 10 is best day of your life,
Yeah.
how are you?
Phenomenal. I was fucking 10,
10 out of
11,
10.
whatever.
Okay.
But I was very bad to the point where I drove to Los Angeles. I was gonna check into the Sunset Marquee, get as many drugs as possible, and die. Then I overhear her talking, and I hear, listen, motherfucker, I'm 43, I'm Sicilian and Irish, I was born in Jersey. I'm like, who the fuck are you? I was born in fucking Philly, I'm 43, I'm Irish and Italian. When's your birthday? 11/27/79. I'm fucking 11/28/79. Let's go. We've been together ever since. She's a stretch fitness coach and a stretch coach, and she has stretched my legs back to normal because the doctor said that because of all the alcohol dehydration, my legs are like dry rotted rubber bands and I can never skate the way I used to anymore. So I lost all hope. But now they're 100% better because she stretched my ass fucking 2 hours a day.
Yeah.
Well, I can speak for everyone here when I say I'm glad to hear it, and thank you.
And she gave me the ultimatum, her pussy or the vodka. So
I mean, the Daily Mail already printed it, so I guess you can tell everybody. Your last quote, I was like, thank God Chad doesn't.
Exclusive! Bam, chooses pussy.
Basically.
Man, I mean, I don't know how you could tell how does a millionaire hit rock bottom? Because rock bottom to me is being broke as a joke, stealing your mom's VCR to go fucking pawn it for heroin or some shit, which I've never tried. But, and nowhere to go, no friends, sleeping under a fucking bridge. That's rock bottom. But if you have $1 million, how do you determine hitting rock bottom? But to me, it was rock bottom. 5 different fucking lawsuits over bullshit, a custody battle. I haven't seen my kid in 200 days. And I'm like, fuck it. Like, every day, you know, Steve would tell me, "Bam, if you get sober, you'll start to see that everything's gonna get better." Well, not when you have to go, you're forced to go to therapy, neurofeedback for $800, and then take all this fucking medication, which I'm forced to take under the Paramount contract, and if I don't, then I don't get my $5 million for the movie. And of course, I slipped up and didn't take some. That shit made me a fucking zombie. I went in on Adderall and alcohol, which I had a prescription to for 13 years. I come out on bupropion, propanolol, Latuda, lithium, Zyprexa, Depakote, Wellbutrin, Abilify. The list goes on. Contrave, fucking, it just goes 18 different medications. I was a zombie to the point where I couldn't even fucking cry or come.
Wow.
Sorry, that took me a second. such a spectrum between crying and coming. But we'll talk more about that. Maybe, not that specifically. I think the other big burning question on everyone's minds are, like, what are you doing here? What's your relationship to horror?
Well, I guess the promoter's friends with my manager, Jack, and he said that it doesn't matter. Whoever draws a crowd is coming, whether in a comedy movie or not, or a video game, come on up. I was like, all right, I'm on my way. Because I have to go to Albany anyway to visit my shaman and this really good artist named Drew Miller.
Okay, well, that's one answer. But the answer I want to hear is that you love horror movies.
Big time.
And your favorite horror movie is?
My favorite horror movie is, let's see, well, there's a lot of good ones, but one that stands out is, well, how about that Sleepaway Camp? It's from the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Not many people probably saw it, but
Everyone here.
you wonder about this motive of a girl on a fucking killing spree, and you're like, why? Why kill him? Because at the end, she reveals she has a dick on. Training, and she was, either way, it's like, why the fuck is she killing everybody? Then at the end, you're just like, she has a fucking dick, and she's like, what the fuck?
Dick can drive people crazy. I think myself, it's not just, you know, cigarette vodka, dick, or crazy everybody, you know. But like, I think there is definitely definitely a relationship between skateboarding and cinema, which I think not a lot of people understand. I used to work in a skate shop when I was in my 20s,
Right.
and you were the closest thing to goth, so I was just kind of like, yes, my God. But if you were a skateboarder, before the age of cell phones and you wanted to take it anywhere, you had to become an amateur filmmaker.
Yeah.
You had to get that gear, get some guys together,
Yeah.
and learn what the fuck you're doing.
Mhm.
So, having gone through that, what was the role that that came most naturally to you? Was it directing? Was it shooting, editing?
It was directing because, you know, even somebody like Steven Spielberg would not be able to film a skate trick the way it's supposed to look. You need a fucking fisheye. If it's a 20-stair rail, you need to be on the 6th stair as low as possible with the fisheye. Steven Spielberg would probably have a fucking dolly with an arrow flex and all this bullshit filming it in the straight and making it look like it's a line. Bullshit, boulder dash, can't do it. And skateboarding ramps are so hard to build, like you need to be a skateboarder to know the math of the transitions. And like Danny Way made the mega ramp so perfectly, over millions and millions of dollars to do this thing that's now on the X Games. If it was slightly off, you would be fucking dead.
Dead. I remember watching that DC video with like my heart in my throat, like that's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because you know if anything goes wrong, he is dead. But of course, it wouldn't have been a movie.
It's what's funny though is like, my shaman was at a horror con, he's just looking at, he's from Iran, and he's just like, it's very funny to me that people wait in line to tell somebody, that was my favorite horror film ever. You scared me to death for months and months and months. Thank you, can you sign this? You scared the living shit out of me for months and months.
Yeah.
Please sign this. Thank you so much for making me have terrible nightmares.
Traumatized. And like some of the injuries you see in skate videos too, like you never forget.
Oh my God, no. That's the thing, like,
What's the worst one you've ever seen?
me. I've tried the loop 20 feet high, and we call it a Schaefer, because Brian Schaefer tried it, and he looped like this and smacked his head. I did the same thing, and I was at the bottom of the bowl, which is 13 feet up to even get out, and my brain was so jiggled loose that I felt like I was touching the ground right here, and then I threw up everywhere, and I punctured a lung, and they took me accidentally to the Children's Hospital in Louisville, Kentucky, which was a blessing because the line in the regular one was so long because it was like a Friday, people were partying, and I got to skip the line. They found out I was bleeding out, and I had to stay there for a few days, take a private jet from Louisville to Philadelphia home, and just lay there for a month. Because broken ribs are fucking terrible. Like, if you cough, you feel like you're breaking it. If you sneeze, you are breaking it. And God forbid you play me a romantic comedy, it's torture. Because you're like, oh, ow. and you can't ice it or put a cast on, you just gotta fucking deal with it.
Well, skateboarding be like that. It is tough on the body. It has a very short shelf life.
Yeah.
And then you made Haggard.
Yeah.
Were you hoping to transition into filmmaking?
Well, I always wanted to, but I just felt like doing professional skate tricks, which is really important because if they're half-assed, there's no skaters going to watch it. And then stupid-ass stunts in between, because when somebody like my uncle, who's an auto mechanic, watches a skate video, you know, they have ADD, they're like, oh, that's a neat trick, damn, that's crazy, that's a neat trick, all right, I'm over it. But when you keep skipping to, you know, kicking a football into a car, they skid out there like, what the fuck, asshole, and you cause a confrontation. Then, you know, you see awesome skate tricks and then funny ass shit together, and I called it CKY. And then that's when Jeff Tremaine started Big Brother, and then he used my footage for the first pilot for Jackass, and then we didn't know it would be such a big success, so. Jackass, the whole first season is just CKY1 and CKY2K, something that I made when I was 16, and then it just sold over 1 million copies through word of mouth.
Yeah, no, those videos like really, it revolutionized it. Like the timing, the fact that like skateboarding was so hot at the moment, the fact that reality TV was emerging, and it just combined all of this to be a perfect storm of popularity, but also like red light danger zone for the people involved and to, you know, have their sanity and bodies intact.
Yeah. And it's funny too because when you're an adolescent-ass punk 16-year-old kid and you order a soda from the Wendy's drive-thru only to say fire the hole and throw it back in the bin, if I'm 44 and I do that now, they'll be, Bam belongs in the mental institution. Dude, it was so funny when he kicked your dad's ass when he was taking a shit. If I did that shit now at the age of 44 and he's 60, whatever, then Bam belongs in a mental institution. So it's very hard to determine what's funny these days.
So, going back to Haggard, it's a comedy. Has anyone here seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, fans in the house, that makes sense. There is a horror sequence, the fork in the eye.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us how you did that.
We, this guy, his name is Tom Martin, and he does like, I guess prostate, I don't even know what it's called, fake skin and blood with the corn syrup and shit. So, yeah, the chick stabs him in the eye, and then we instantly cut to somebody else's reaction going, oh my God. So then when we can cut back to it, now it's a fake eye with a fork in it with blood. So, you know, if we couldn't have edited to the guy's reaction, I don't know how you could make that work.
Okay, so it didn't actually connect.
No, it went, and then it cut right there, and then I filmed the guy go, and then we put it in with the fake shit.
That's filmmaking, guys. That is, you are an auteur. And to what extent, as things went on, as Jackass blew up, and even as you started doing more reality stuff, did you continue working behind the scenes, behind the camera, editing?
Yeah, I mean, I would always just, it worked like a perfect heartogram. Like I would skate all day, edit it, direct it, put it out, and repeat. So, and it was just a perfect formula. And as a matter of fact, when you hear the sound of film, that's $60. That's $100. It's very expensive. So when I'm trying to trick all day with these new fucking film cards that last 4 hours, it's like, all right, you got 4 hours to land the trick. It gives me no motivation. I need to hear that film sound, knowing that I'm wasting a lot of money not landing the fucking thing. So I prefer film when we're shooting skateboarding tricks because I'll definitely land it way quicker. We showed up with a camera card at this thing called the Rock Gap. I was trying to heel flip barrel it for fucking 3 hours just because I knew I had the time. Film card.
Right.
Then the fucking Aeroflex shows up with film, and I'm hearing, I did it fucking 3 tries. Just because I'm like, I have to land this. I acted like it was like a skate contest and I would win the gold if I just shut up and land.
You're not still shooting skate tricks, are you?
I am now because this bitch got my legs back to better.
Can you still do a kickflip?
Fuck yeah, I can do a kickflip switch with my eyes closed.
Nobody brought a deck, did they? In the car. Oh, okay.
A couple of the time.
So, your career has been difficult. Your
Yeah.
timeline has had some difficulties.
Yeah.
And like I was saying before, you've been involved in such toxic scenes even before they were toxic, which is like between reality TV and skateboarding.
Yeah.
Where did things go wrong?
Well, when Ryan Dunn died, I started drinking not as a celebration. You know, before that, it was like, yo, it's a Friday night, let's go out and drink. We just finished a fucking Ville Valo episode. Woo, what's up, guys? Whatever. Drinking, celebration, yay. But when he died, I was drinking to forget. I was drinking alone. I was drinking to get fucking wasted and black out. Like, my mission was to be a professional pile of shit because I liked getting so blacked out to where the point my friends would be like, well, you had a good time last night. I'm like, yeah, I had a good time at Iron Hill Pub. Iron Hill Pub. Then you pissed all over the fucking front desk and Peter Pit your band for life. I'm like, oh, really lose sleep over that. And then you fucking beat up that one guy for no reason. I'm like, oh, I did that. Shit. It was fun for me until I realized I thought I got golden footage one night and I had to edit myself. I was all excited to watch it and I realized how bad I was slurring words and repeating myself. And I was like, fuck, I need to stop drinking. But I still kept doing it anyway. Because when you get forced into fucking rehab by a bunch of poison cocksuckers who are all hypocrites anyway, you're already bitter and mad. So when you tell me, hey Bam, you want to meet up at Ruth Chris Steakhouse? We're going to meet up with so-and-so. Oh yeah, it sounds like fun. It's an intervention. It's a circle your friends saying, we think you need to. Now I'm already pissed. It doesn't matter if I'm going for a year or 2 years or 30 days. When I get out, I'm drinking a fucking White Claw. So, this guy tried to get me sober, didn't work. This girl tried to get me sober, didn't work. This girl tried to get me sober. Do I have a reason to be sober now? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for feeding the wolves.
So, take a note, Alcoholics Anonymous, you just need to dangle pussy.
And you need to have, you have to have a structure and a schedule. Because when you wake up with your fucking thumb up your ass with nothing to do, because I've never had a job in my life, I never had a 9 to 5, I never had a boss tell me what to do, I could do whatever I want, whatever I want. So, what am I gonna do then? Shit, I don't know, I don't feel like skating because all these pills make my muscles stiff and weight gain and fucking hair loss and erectile dysfunction, so I don't feel like fucking and I don't feel like skating. Irish pub, let's go. But then I, you know, when I hit the rock bottom at Sunset Marquee, like I told you, Earth Angel over here came and saved the day because she left her relationship in Miami, very abusive relationship, and she's like, I need to get these dogs, put them in the fucking car and just drive to somewhere, I guess it's gonna be LA. So she's like, if I'm gonna stay here, he's gonna wind up killing me, and there's no doubt about it. So she gets there, we meet at the Sunset Marquee, and then the paparazzi shot of us holding hands. We're in this hot ass purple dress. Her ex-boyfriend from Miami saw that and typed, I'm coming to kill you, and he died of a fentanyl overdose on the way there in Texas. So it's kind of like we saved each other.
Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Audience, you have some questions for Bam Margera. He's here in the flesh. Do you want to ask them? Or we'll keep talking. They're all.
How was it filming around the original Guar guys?
To tell you, well, they're fucking very entertaining, but they wear those monster masks while they play. So there's so much sweat in there, and they're constantly touring to the point where they can't find a fucking laundromat. But man, if you smell their locker room, it smells like nothing but boy in there and sweat.
I've smelled that. It's not nice.
But yeah, they're awesome. And it's a shame about Brocky. They live in Richmond, Virginia, not too far from me.
So what about music? What's going on with music these days? Are you making music?
Yeah, right now I'm working with Anthony Green from Cirque to Survive, and Black Veil Brides just did a guitar track for a song that I'm working on, and Navarone, Priscilla Presley's son, is flying out on Halloween to meet Motionless in White. They're my friends, but to also record a song.
Great.
See, I have Prince's soundboard from Purple Rain at Castle Bam, so, you know, now that every rock band knows that, they're like, we're coming. So he's fucking constantly booked. That's why right now I'm staying in Doylestown at a pro skater's house named Ed Duff. His dad owns Duff Electric, so they have like 90 acres of property and some fun Ferraris and dune buggies. Amphibious mobiles. You could go into a lake, go fishing, come out and do a fucking donut. It's fun.
Sounds like fun. Are you still friends with Ville Valo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you like the new album?
it's great, but you know, I was picturing a bit more distortion when he invented love metal, you know, and I just wish you could turn that distortion knob up. But other than that, everything is fucking rock and roll.
Nice.
Yeah, we saw him in Bethlehem at his last show, and I haven't seen him for maybe 4 years, maybe even longer than that. But it sucks because, like, I never really look up to anybody. When I saw him in Finland in 2000, May, he was all over the paper, like, new rock band called him, and I'm like, this guy looks rad, I need to fucking meet him. And then I see his #1 video on MTV there, and it kept playing over and over again to the point where I was like obsessed with it, and I would just follow his lead, you know. If he cracked a beer open in the morning, which I didn't even drink back then when I was 22, I'm like, you're drinking a beer in the morning? I thought people do that at night. He's like, you want one? I'm like, I ain't gonna let you do it alone. You know, so I just followed his lead to the point where when I got them signed by fucking Warner Brothers for $4 million, the guys at Warner Brothers saboed me and said that I'm a bad influence on him. I follow his lead. When he cracks a beer open and he throws me one, I do it too. Because why? Because he's the fucking man. And then he opens up a pack of cigarettes. I didn't even smoke. I started smoking. So how am I the bad influence? You know, but not, so they intervened him sent him to a treatment center, and then tried to beg him not to hang out with me anymore. But now that you know, she's got me on point, and I honestly can say this for the first time, I do not want to go back to that life anymore. You know, she gives me a really good reason to not, and so does Phoenix and Wolf, who I haven't seen, but, you know, I'm definitely on the road. There's nothing more I could be doing better to see it, you know?
So let's talk about the music videos
Yeah.
you've directed. Do you enjoy that?
Well, not anymore, because nobody has a proper budget for it, and it's all the same shit. I don't even know why fucking rappers write up a treatment, because we already know what it is. You roll up the club with a Lamborghini in slow motion, then you get out with a slow-mo walk with a bad bitch next to you, and then you fucking make it rain in the nightclub. We know. Rock videos, same thing. Rock and roll, nice ass lighting, all day long, and then there's a B story, and it's usually me and you meet, we fall in love, we get into a fight, and then we either make up or break up.
Sounds about right. And it's true that there isn't much budget because, you know, like MTV is not about that anymore, and there's like YouTube and all that. But every so often a music video will come up that's like so epic. Like, have you guys seen that Taylor Swift song?
Yeah.
It's like the most bubblegum, brainless pop
Right,
song, and
right.
then it's got all this dramatic heft. But like, you could change that.
Yeah, well, people are bubblegum. I mean, I ask a lot of people, who's your favorite band? I don't know, I guess that thing that's been playing on the radio lately, that Katy Perry one song. What? How music makes the world go round. I know when I'm fucking, my ears are bleeding diarrhea, liquid diarrhea, but pop songs are catchy, so you can't deny that. Rap songs are super catchy. Why? Because they rap about what's happening. What happened today? Yeah, I got some crazy fly Nike boots. Like, you know, I got an apple bottom bitch with boots with the fur on a dance club, shorty on the dance floor, whatever. They just rap, but rock and roll, they sing their fucking heart out. And, you know, it's so funny. Wet ass pussy. I heard that on the radio, Cardi B. Yeah, you be fucking with my wet ass pussy. Catchy as shit, never forget it. I have a very neat visual about that. It's bang bang material. But what if that was in a rock song? Yeah, I want to go to the club and be the wet ass pussy. It would not work. It would never make it on air. Post Malone's talking about, I've been feeling like a rock star, cocaine on the table, and I don't give a damn, taking a bunch of shit, because I'm a fucking man, taking pills. A rock song like that? Yeah, we're sniffing cocaine, they're like, we're never playing this. How come rap, just because it's a dope ass beat and it's catchy, gets to make it that fucking radio?
I have no answer to that.
I love all music. I just don't really like too much jazz because it's all over the place. They can't even fucking play it again. It's a one-time thing. If you see it live, you're never going to hear that same thing again. Country music. Outlaw country's good, but I just don't get that drinking honky-tonk beer down on Saturday. What?
No, but I'm from Charleston, so he's liking some of it.
You're from Charleston?
South Carolina, so building boots, scooting
You're from
boots.
Charleston?
I'm from
I'm
Charleston.
from
We are
Charleston
too.
Yay. I went to Somerville High School.
I went to Stratford.
Yeah, oh, rivals.
I know, right?
I love it.
But
Yeah.
speaking of pop music, you do have a certain affinity or I don't know. I need you to elaborate on what it is you feel like you have in common with Miss Britney Spears.
Well, she's really good friends with, well, her ex-husband and her as
Which
well.
Jason Treywick's a good friend of mine.
Yeah, but when I saw her big downfall with the shaved head attacking the paparazzi, I painted that on my fucking garage door because I felt her pain. And now that we're both in the Florida Shuffle with Guardians and Lightem and everybody, if you tell the police or anybody, and the police show up and you're dead serious, I could be like, look, police, if my guardian says, don't listen to him, he's schizophrenic. If you tell a cop he's schizophrenic, that just means don't listen to him. So I'd be like, officer, go 3 steps to that locker and open it. You'll find a dead body. Yeah, you're schizophrenic. No, just take 3 fucking ass steps, open it, you'll find a dead body. Yeah, you're schizophrenic, whatever. It's like, it's like, if you tell you're schizophrenic, then they don't listen to you at all. So anytime she says something or tried to do something, she was fucking playing with fake knives dancing. She's been dancing since she was 2. Cool your fucking jetpack. Let her dance. And she had fake ass knives. Meanwhile, they cut to another dude, Michael Myers, with real knives dancing, and nobody gives a flying fuck.
Yeah.
So, oops, they did it to me too, Britney.
And yet here, Britney is on this sort of like redemption tour. You know, her memoir's coming out, all these documentaries about Free Britney.
Yeah.
When's the BAM redemption tour?
Well, I realize just anybody that is negativity or fucking in my way, I was always so friendly and like, you know what, I'll answer this fuck. Hey, how you doing, bro? No, fuck all y'all. I'm fucking hanging out with you, and you. Everybody else can eat my fucking dickhead.
So no redemption tour. I totally get
Well, I'm
like
gonna go on a
else.
tour back to California because we gotta get a couple things. So we're gonna get this RV, attach the Bentley to it, and then take the dogs and go from skate spot to skate shop, sign shit, skate with the fans or whatever, and you know, just kind of do meet and greets and visit waterfalls and gay ass national parks.
That's,
See some hot geysers.
You still have a headlong.
Oh yeah, so now I don't do anything. I don't take any manic bipolar medication because I don't need it. Skateboarding is my medication, and I just puff on a bit of weed, like just that's all I need, and I'm fucking happy camper. So I'm creating these heartogram bombs. My buddy, his name is Alex. He won an award for best glass blowing in Atlantic City. So we're doing heartogram bombs. We're only making limited edition.
okay, well, my mailing address is in the magazine, and I have never asked anyone for anything, but
I'll
I'm
get your
gonna be
information.
one of those. Yeah. I used to have heartogram shit everywhere. I used to have the belt buckle and the shirts, and I never got it tattooed, but it's not too late. Do you own that? Is that yours, or is it Elements, or I wasn't aware?
Well, nobody knew who him was yet.
Mhm.
And on the cover when you open it, it has the heart. Ville Valo made the heartogram, and I was just obsessed with the way that it looked, and it makes perfect sense to me.
Okay.
You know, so
So
I
it's
started
nice.
putting it on my skateboard and putting it on the front house of my door, and everybody was buying these skateboards thinking that I created. I'm like, no. If you guys do any research, it's a fucking awesome band from Finland who I back 100%. And so because I have 65 Viva La Bam episodes running back to back on MTV, and the first thing you see is me open up my door with a big heartogram, people, you know, thought that I invented it, but I mean, we both did, you know, I mean, and you can't really patent a heart and a star. It's like trying to patent the plus sign.
I'm sure someone has. I'm sure someone has tried that shit. And so there's no animosity between you two about who owns that design, and like when it came to the legalities of Element, did they license it from?
Yeah,
him, or-
but there's so many people that are pirating it.
Sure.
And Villa probably doesn't know if I'm aboard with the pirating or not.
Right.
So when somebody has some heartogram ring or a heartogram t-shirt or some heartogram skateboard, which are printed in North Carolina with the most shitty wood on the planet, it's hard for me to even sign it for a fan. You know, like, rad for getting a heartogram, but A, it's pirated. Villa doesn't make money from it, neither do I, but fuck it, I'll sign it anyway.
So, like, what is your relationship like with your old sponsors? Like, are there any that really stick out that they stuck with you when times got tough?
Yeah, well, I mean, me and Johnny Schiller from Element, aka Billabong, you know, I pretty much made $20 million from. See, because timing is everything. Nobody knew Jackass would be as big as it was, like a light switch. It was a massive hit, and they were like, fuck, we need to start printing up Jackass shit, sell some t-shirts and sweatshirts and shit. I already had BAM chain wallets, BAM hats, BAM fucking bracelets, BAM rings, and I sold the shit out of them and made $20 million. Now, Element has transferred to Heart Supply, so I ride for the Heart Supply and this company called Psych World. And I've been talking to Remy Stratton from Volcom again. And S Shoes, which is part of Etnies, wants to do it. BAM, another BAM shit.
Questions from the audience, just throw your hands up or else we're just gonna keep talking. Hi.
Can you tell the story when a girl hit you with a baseball bat outside your bar?
Yeah, well, I owned a bar called The Note, and it was in Westchester, and anytime I figured this out, there was an 80-year-old lady named Liz Ray who was connected to the building. We soundproofed the shit out of that shit, but I realized at the end of every month, she bitches big time to the point where I would pay her rent. So after 6 months of this shit, I caught on to her and I realized, oh, it's about that time. Ring, ring, ring. It's too loud over there. Yeah, pay your rent. So I knocked on her door. I said, listen, we live in a college town. So whether it's my bar or that bar, you're always gonna have drunk frat boys at 2 a.m. pissing on the street and screaming at the top of their lungs. So if you don't like it, move the fucking Kennett Square, bitch, and then she went back when that was out. Then the Lamborghini comes up to take me to the hospital that my buddy was driving, and the ambulance and police show up. They're like, what happened? She's like, that Lamborghini ran him over. And I'm like, and I came to, I was like, ran me over? That's my car. And my buddy take me to the hospital because you hit me in the head with a goddamn bat.
Jesus.
And then they searched for the bat. She knew I didn't know it. And then they searched everywhere for the bat. It was hidden under a thing with blood all over it. And then she was going to go to jail for a very long time, but she has all these cousins and brothers and whatever that I would pull up to the fucking gas station and people would just come up to me, yo man, you fuck with my aunt, dog, we're gonna fuck you up. So I'm like, shit. So I had to call the police and say, don't put her in jail, let her go, because I don't need my car keyed or a goddamn slushy in my convertible every time I'm pulling into fucking Westchester.
Good Lord,
Yeah.
that's a doozy. Why do these things keep happening to you?
Because I love drama. Too nice, I'm a troublemaker, I love drama, as long as I'm not in it, but if I'm in it, yay. Think about it. If everybody loved everybody, it would suck big dick.
Yeah.
Because when I'm walking down the street, I was at the neighborhood in Santa Monica, 2 a.m., people are getting let out. This big gay bouncer throws out this other gay kid and he goes, there's two things I like doing, kicking ass and sucking dick, and you're about to get one of them. I'm like, which one's gonna do? What's gonna do? Picture of everybody walks out, oh, what a great night, hon. Yeah, that was such a great night. That's why I hate Instagram. Because it's fucking fake as hell. Everything is me and my girlfriend at the beach. Me and my girlfriend having a nice dinner. Me and my friend hanging out. No. This fucker pissed me off because he rear-ended me because he was texting somebody, wasn't paying attention. I'm having a bad day today. Nobody does that. Everything's having so much fun. Having so much fun. Having so much fun, guys. Look how much fun I'm having. Kimberly sees how much fun I'm having in Miami.
So you don't like Instagram?
No, it's just fake as hell. How many friends do you have? Well, I have 1,100 followers on Instagram. All right, like I said, how many friends do you have? Well, 11,000. Have you met any of them? No, but we chit chat all day on the interweb. How many friends do you have in real life? I didn't really think about that. And it's you can't even watch a fucking rock show these days without every shithead on their fucking phone. How was the show? I don't know. I was too busy fucking FaceTiming Brian to make sure he watched it too. That's why the Misfits fucking said no phones in this venue, and it was the best rock show I've ever seen because they were actually moshing for once. Now everybody's just like, hey Katie, check it out. It's Joe's playing. Isn't it awesome? The guitar solo's happening right now and I'm not even listening to it because I'm too busy talking to your fucking ass.
I hope you guys are taking pictures of him
Put
talking
the
to my Vegas
phones down.
It's gonna be great on my gram. Well, I appreciate it.
Well, Lisa always can say this is how he is all the time. I get that question.
I don't doubt it.
He's always like.
I don't doubt it. If there's one thing you are consistent about, it's you're authentic.
Yes.
There is no sugarcoating, Dan Margera. How's your relationship with your folks right now?
Difficult because I've realized that anytime my mom calls, it's some kind of issue. Like, we got a fucking bill from Arkansas. Did some? Yeah, I must have left my credit card there. I don't know. Phil, we have to get this. It's always something that I don't want to hear. And then when I ripped off the signed Billy Idol acoustic guitar off the wall because it was the first thing next to me, I hit it over my brother's head or against the something, but it smashed. Either way, his dumb girlfriend called the police and said that I have a death threat charge, a terroristic death threat charge saying I'll put a bear trap on her foot. I was like, shut up, I'll put a fucking bear trap on your foot. I just landed from LA with no luggage, so I didn't have a bear trap, and you've been living in my house for free for 3 years, and you know that there isn't one in there. Plus, I put my hand in a bear trap at Jackass 2, and it didn't even break it, so cool your jetpack.
I feel like that's gotta be one of the most difficult things about being Bam Margera, is that if the police get called and it's just like, Bam Margera just took a rocket to the moon and crashed it into the CN Tower, and like, they're gonna believe it.
Well, the thing is that in my township of Copson, where Castle Bam is, I had Slayer play the first day I moved in, and they had a housewarming party for me for a cake with the whole neighborhood, and I didn't even show up. I was too busy having players play at 3 in the morning, making the fucking jail cell shake because it's right there, and they were going bonkers. So I caused a big problem the day I moved in. Long story short, anything I come up with, they shut it down or try to shut it down. So let's think of the dumbest thing. Let's have a lesbian wrestling match, and they're all vegans. No more vegan lesbian wrestling matches. Ma'am, are you a lesbian? Yeah, I am. Are you vegan? I happen to be. Do you wrestle? Yeah. Can't come to Wisconsin. Like anything I come up with. No, since I've been there, no upside down cars in the driveway anymore. No more Civil War reenactments. No more casinos. No more zip lines. No more doing donuts in the yard. No more fucking rock concerts. There's now a noise gauge at 11 or something. And you can't have more than a certain amount of people at your house anymore. And they also have, you can't sell tickets, you can't have an event, and you can't sell milk. The very next day, I have 10 horses coming through my private gated property, because there was a little hole in there for the rainstorm. And they're in there with 10 horses, fucking flutes, and guns, and dogs, trying to shoot a fox. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? They're like, oh, it's the fox hunting event. I'm like, event? Do you sell tickets? Yeah, they're $20. So you just started a rule because I had Yellow Wolf coming to play an MGK, and you wanted to shut it down so bad that you made a new rule that you can't sell tickets at events. The next day, you're trespassing in my property trying to kill a fucking fox, which is my spirit animal, and you just sold a ticket and it's an event. Well, they're grandfathered in. It's been happening for many years.
Oh, come on.
No.
Yeah.
What on earth is your life? I feel like I would never wish reality TV on anyone, but the things that happen to you are just like unbelievable.
Well, I had $300,000 a week to spend for 65 weeks of flying people in, blowing shit up, fixing it and whatnot. So, yeah.
So no regrets.
I don't really know. I have no regrets. I've learned from my mistakes. Everything is meant to happen for a reason, because if none of that turmoil happened to me, I never would have hightailed it to Los Angeles to go to the Sunset Marquee to meet fucking Princess Purple Rain.
And now you're here today to tell the tale.
And I'm here to tell the tale.
Let's talk about your tattoos.
Yeah.
I want to know what your first one was and what your most recent one was. You don't have to show me.
No, that.
Unless you want to. Unless it's.
Well, my most recent was the other day. A wolf, Phoenix the wolf.
That's already fine.
Yeah. And then my first tattoo was this heart when I was 17.
Wow.
And then my second one was that heartogram thing. And then third was this big ass $8 thing.
Oh.
But everybody asked me what my favorite one is. I guess my credit card, because I can buy shit on the interweb. MC for MasterCard, 916 tobacco code 1223, expiration date. Codes. More Brad on my pit. You get it, Brad Pitt.
I do get it. I get it.
And I got a for this one. Queerer than a football bat. Doesn't a football bat look pretty queer?
You got a staph infection from that? Is that what you said?
I had the pleasure to get a staph. I jumped in the Sublime hot tub, that rock band Sublime. You already need a hazmat suit to get into that fucking thing. So yeah. Because you're not supposed to get into a hot tub right after a tattoo.
No, you are not. No, you are not. Well, we've got to wrap up momentarily, guys, because this room is being used for something else, apparently. Anything you want to ask me before we wrap up?
So, you lived a pretty wild life, enough to base a movie on it. So, do you think it will happen? And if so, who would play you?
What a great question. kids going places. You need a
No
job.
one can play me because, for instance, there was a movie called Grind that I was in, and because of Hollywood movie magic, they think that they could get a fucking real actor to play a skateboarder showing skate clips. So when Matt Vogel is doing his lines and then they film him drop in, they zoom in on him with his dumb helmet, and then when he drops in, I'm like, that's just Brian Sumner doing fucking, and then the other one was Bucky Lee. Like, I know exactly what you're doing, to the point where they don't even know if he's skating regular or goofy, and you have to film skate tricks a certain way. It was so cheesy to me that you can't imitate my style. It's impossible.
But you were talking about like almost a dramatization film, like an autobiographical thing. But like, are you saying that if someone were to make a Bam Margera biography film, it would have to include skating? Like actual tricks being landed by the
Hell
athlete?
yeah. The only way to make it work would be to show my old tricks, because you can't redo them. Even if you say, let's say it's a kickflip crooked grind down a 10-stair rail. Well, if Nice Houston does it, neat. And then we have Jamie Foy do it, neat. And then Yuto Horigome, neat. They all do it in a different way. You can't imitate the way they do it. That's why skateboarding is so original. I get it. Basketball, you shoot a ball that way, they shoot a ball that way. Volleyball, same thing. Fucking tennis, same thing. What's the point? To go back and forth to see who wins or not. Boring. Skateboarding, you could fucking crooked grind this, you could do the loop, it's endless. And it's the hardest sport on the planet and most painful one besides motocross, but they practice it in a foam pit to the point where they could do it first try, every try, and if they don't, they're probably going to be dead. So besides motocross, skateboarding is the hardest, hands down. Football, gnarly, I get it, you tackle each other, but you have pads on and you're getting ready for the tackle because you see them coming. Skateboarding, you can rack your fucking dick, slide on your face, and knock yourself out on the loop, anything. It's very dangerous.
Did you say rack your dick?
Rack your dick.
Rack it. Okay.
And I grew up skating with Pink, the singer Pink, because she in Doylestown, and I saw her at VMAs Awards, and she's like, "Do you know who I am?" I'm like, "Oh, weird." I'm like, "Oh yeah, you're the singer Pink." She's like, "No, I'm Alicia with the green hair. We used to skate at Cheapskates when we were 12." I'm like, "That's fucking you." Remember when you did a blunt to cunt? A blunt is a blunt to fake. It's a skate trick. She did it and then credit carded. So blunt to cunt.
Credit carded. This is all terminology.
Pink skates. She has a half pipe in Venice.
Ever. No shit.
Yeah.
Damn. Wow. That's pretty badass. Well, Bam, with all that you've created, like hitting it big in skateboarding is huge. Everything you've done with music, everything you've done with reality, like so much. Looking back on it, and you can't say pussy, what is the single thing you are most proud of?
Like stunt wise?
No.
Phoenix the Wolf, I'm proud of, because I was so bored in treatment, I wrote down all the girls that I fucked, and it happened to be 88.
88?
Or give or take, but 88 is what I remember, and I'm a professional because I know how to not get you pregnant. The only one time I did it was in Barcelona, Spain, and I said his name is Phoenix the Wolf, he's born on Christmas, it was first fucking try, he's very important to me.
Your son is what you're most proud of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Good answer.
Yes.
Great answer. Yeah.
And the
Secondly,
88.
my new structured vibe I have. We live in such a tight bubble in the middle of nowhere with 10 jackasses, like real jackasses, and a bunch of cows, chickens, 2 dogs, and there's crystals everywhere. I have an indoor heated pool, hot tub, sauna, and it's just so fun Castle Bam, if you know my gate code, come over anytime as long as you bring me a 6-pack. So it could be 3 a.m, door opens, yo, and then I'll wake up and start drinking a 6-pack. And if they want to party and me still sleep, then go ahead, I don't care. So there's no rules. I had 2 rules at Castle Bam. 1, throw your fucking shit away, the trash can's free. I don't charge a fee. Number 2, shut off the goddamn lights when you're done, because if you leave them on and I wake up at high noon, it costs me $600 for you to skate all night. So, turn the lights, throw shit away. They can't seem to do that. So now there is no rules. Rules at Castle Bam. There are no rules, only consequences. So if you want to be the drunk shithead to take a shit on my rug, get ready to get knocked out by the Russian bear.
You hear that, Emma? Well, on that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you, Ben. We're so glad that you're here.
I like your questions, you're a good interview.
Thank you. And yeah, I'll wait for that bottle.
Great. Oh, yeah. Well, you're in?
Yeah. She's not gonna let you forget. You're going back to your table to sign stuff?
Yeah.
Go buy shit, everybody. Thank you so much for being here.
I got a gift for you.
Oh,
Woo,
cool.
what's this?
Sure.
Dope. What? Did you make that? Wow, is that your print? Look at the back. Notorious THC.
Thank you.
Yeah, make sure you're wearing that when you cross the border. You're great with your brass knuckles on at the same time. Thanks everyone, have a great fest.
My weed shirt, my brass knuckle are right in the
Yeah.
back.